Imagine this. They told you your whole life that seeds are healthy, that they have fiber, that they're packed with nutrients, that they're natural. And yes, many of them can be. But there's a detail almost nobody mentions, especially once we're past 60. Your digestion isn't the same, your hydration changes, your mineral absorption gets slower, and your baseline inflammation often rises without you noticing. That's why something that felt great at 40 can become a silent problem at 70. Today I'm going to tell you about 4 seeds you should avoid or handle very carefully if you're over 60, and 4 seeds that, when used the right way, can help with energy, mobility, digestion, and even sleep. And stay until the end, because the #1 seed on the good list is one of the most complete for older adults, and it's also easy to eat. Before we begin, I want to ask you 2 questions. First, what seeds do you eat almost every day? Second, have you noticed bloating, gas, joint pain, constipation, reflux, or strange fatigue after eating them? Write it in the comments, because many times the clue is right there and nobody connects the dots. Now let's begin. Here are the seeds you should eliminate first before they quietly take a toll on your health. Dangerous seed number 4. Sunflower seeds. At first glance, they seem harmless. They're on salads, inside healthy bars, in bread, and even as a snack in front of the TV. The problem for older adults isn't that they're poison. The problem is the excess and the imbalance. These seeds are very high in omega-6 fats, and omega-6 isn't the enemy by itself. Your body needs it. The real issue appears when you consume too much and it pushes omega-3 out of balance. When that balance breaks, your body shifts into a more inflammatory mode. And in people over 60, that often shows up as stiff knees, hand pains, swollen ankles, fatigue when walking, or that feeling that every ache takes longer to calm down. Think of it like a fire. A little fire helps you cook. But if you throw gasoline on it, things get out of control. So that's what can happen with sunflower seeds when you eat them every day in large amounts. If you love them, my recommendation is simple. Don't set to use them as a daily snack. Honest, add them to everything. And if you want a more senior-friendly option, later I'll show you a seed that offers key minerals without pushing omega-6 so high. Dangerous seed number 3. Cottonseed oil hidden in packaged foods. This one confuses most people because you don't see it as a seed. You're not eating seeds directly. You're consuming a seed oil that's hidden in foods. It shows up in crackers, snacks, packaged products, dressings, and many ultra-processed foods. The reason is simple. It's cheap, so it gets used everywhere. The problem is that for many older adults, it's not the most friendly oil for a body with a slower metabolism, a more sensitive liver, and a more fragile electrolyte balance. And here's what makes it worse. Many seniors trying to eat light end up eating more packaged foods, more whole grain crackers, more store-bought granola, and more low-calorie dressings. So without realizing it, they stack this ingredient every single day. If you want to protect your energy and your heart, here's a practical rule that almost always works. Read the label. If you see cheap, heavily refined seed oils listed near the top, think twice. This isn't about fear. It's about choosing better. Swap those snacks for real options. Fruit, plain yogurt, avocado, a small portion of nuts, or homemade dressing with extra virgin olive oil. Your body notices more than you think, especially after 60. Dangerous seed number 2. Sesame seeds, especially in excess. Sesame is everywhere: burger buns, crackers, tahini, hummus, and many Asian-style dishes. And after 60, 2 things become more important. First, for some people, sesame can trigger allergies or sensitivities that are easy to miss. It's not always dramatic. Sometimes it looks like chronic nasal congestion, itchy skin, mild rashes, unusual fatigue, or inflammation that seems to come from nowhere. Second, sesame contains compounds that can reduce the absorption of certain minerals when the diet is very heavy in seeds and low in variety. And in older adults, calcium, magnesium, and zinc are often already lower than they should be. So if you eat sesame every day in large amounts, or you eat hummus daily made with tahini, or you use sesame oil as your main oil, slow down. You don't have to eliminate it forever if it agrees with you. But you should not turn it into a daily habit without paying attention to how your body responds. A clear warning sign is persistent bloating, drier skin, joint pain that doesn't improve, or fatigue that no one can explain. Sometimes the problem isn't gluten, it isn't lactose, it isn't meat. Sometimes it's something as simple as a seed your immune system no longer tolerates the way it used to. Dangerous seed number 1, chia, when you consume it the wrong way. This one shocks people because chia has a great reputation, and in the right form, it can help. But there's one way of eating it that can be dangerous after 60. Eating chia dry, or putting it in your mouth and washing it down with a little water, or mixing it into something thick and swallowing quickly without fully hydrating it first. Chia absorbs a large amount of liquid and expands dramatically. For a young person with good hydration, strong motility, and no swallowing issues, it might be fine. But for older adults with reflux, constipation, dry throat, slow digestion, or any narrowing of the esophagus, it can turn into a blockage. That can lead to serious scares, choking pain, severe constipation, and in extreme cases, obstructions that need medical attention. So if you want to use chia, here sits the rule. Never eat it dry. Hydrate it fully, give it time, let it turn into a soft gel, and start small. If you are new, begin with half a teaspoon. Then observe how your body responds. Chia is it bad by definition. What's bad is the wrong method when your body no longer responds the same way. Now, after this list, take a breath. This is not about living in fear of food. It's about choosing wisely. Now let's flip the script. Here are the 4 seeds that when used properly can truly support older adults. Good seed, number 4, black sesame in small doses and prepared properly. Yes, you heard that right. Black sesame is not the same as the common white processed sesame. Black sesame is traditionally used with its outer layer and tends to be consumed in smaller, more intentional amounts. In many cultures, it's used as a nutritional support, not as an everyday overload. It contains antioxidants and plant compounds that may support blood vessels and healthy aging as part of a balanced diet. The key is 2 things. First, choose good quality black sesame. Second, consume it in a form that's easier to digest, ground, or soaked. A simple method is 1 teaspoon in the morning mixed into yogurt or a warm drink. Small amount, consistent habit, no obsession. And if sesame in general makes you inflamed, do the same thing here. Listen to your body. If it doesn't agree with you, skip it. Your body is the boss, not the trend. Good seed, number 3. Flaxseed, the quiet ally. Flaxseed doesn't get flashy marketing, but for people over 60, it's one of the most useful seeds if your goal is better digestion, healthier cholesterol, and cardiovascular support. It provides fiber, healthy fats, and plant compounds called lignans. But there's a catch. Almost nobody tells you. If you eat it whole, a lot of it passes right through you. So you don't absorb the benefits. That's why flax works best ground. You can grind it at home or buy it ground, but with one important rule. Store it in the fridge, tightly sealed, because its oils spoil faster. How do you take it? Easy. 1 teaspoon in oatmeal, 1 teaspoon in yogurt, 1 teaspoon in a smoothie. Then, if it agrees with you, go up to 2. Flax also requires hydration. If you use it, drink enough water during the day. And if you're on medications, especially blood thinners or specific treatments, check with your doctor because a big change in fiber or fats can affect how you feel. The goal is not to guess. The goal is to do it smart. Good seed number 2. Pumpkin seeds, also called pepitas. If I had to pick one seed to support muscle, sleep, and immunity after 60, this one would be near the top. Pumpkin seeds are rich in zinc and magnesium. And as we age, those minerals tend to drop. And what happens when they drop? Slower healing, weaker immunity, night leg cramps, Lighter sleep, that feeling that your body doesn't recover the way it used to. The good news is you don't need fancy powders or expensive supplements to start, just a small handful a day, preferably unsalted or very lightly salted. Chew them slowly. And if you have dental issues, you can mix them into yogurt or grind them slightly. Many people notice fewer nighttime cramps and better rest when they make this a habit, especially if they also hydrate well and reduce sugar at night. Remember, it's not magic, it's consistency. Good seed. Number 1, hemp seeds, the most complete daily habit. This is the star, and here sets why. The set are easy to eat. They're soft. They don't have to require soaking. They don't have to require grinding. And they're often gentle even for sensitive digestion. They provide a useful balance of omega-3 and omega-6 fats, and they're also a practical way to add plant protein. For someone over 60 dealing with joint pain, fatigue, brain fog, or loss of strength, this can be a real support inside a complete diet. How do you use them? 3 tablespoons in a smoothie, sprinkled on soup after serving, mixed into yogurt, added to salads. They're mild, they don't dominate flavor, and they fit into daily life easily. And if you want something simple, you can actually stick with every day. Hemp seeds are one of the best choices. Now, one important point, even the good seeds need the right dose. More is not always better. Your body doesn't need you to turn this into a competition. It needs balance and repetition. A little today, a little tomorrow. And paying attention. Final summary and a simple plan to start today. Here is just the practical plan. 1, if you eat sunflower seeds daily, reduce them to occasional use. 2, check labels and avoid making refined seed oils a daily habit. 3, if you consume sesame or tahini daily and you have unexplained symptoms, reduce it for 2 weeks and observe. 4, if you use chia, never dry, always fully hydrated, and start small. Now the positive steps. 1, add ground flaxseed in a small daily portion. 2, use pumpkin seeds for magnesium and zinc support. 3, try hemp seeds as an easy daily habit. And if you want to experiment with black sesame, use a small dose prepared properly and always listen to your body. Now my final question for you. What is your biggest struggle right now? Joint pain, digestion, sleep, fatigue, or bloating? Write it in the comments and tell me what seeds you're eating right now. That way I can help you spot what might be bothering you and what might help you most. Share this video with someone over 60 because many times the problem isn't age. It's a small habit repeated every day. And when you change it, your body responds. Subscribe if you want more clear, practical, easy to apply tips to live with more energy and less pain after 60.